Can you have multiple false twin flames, you asked? False twin flames aren't exactly true or false. It's more of the energetics that we want to pay attention to before making the commitment to be in union. And when we have a quote unquote false energy, it simply means there's something that we are waking up to that was not in full alignment for ourselves. Sometimes this does show up in very painful ways, whether it be a bad breakup, someone we thought was our twin flame, someone that we thought would be there for all eternity, and they let us down. But on a positive level, you have the resilience and strength to see the truth and to go, the emperor has no clothes. There's something that isn't quite right here, and I am willing to deal with and heal it. So good for you. Sometimes it can be so heartbreaking and so revealing that we go, oh my gosh, this is too much. I think I'll just shut my heart down because yet again, here we are in the pain zone. I must not be good enough. The universe isn't good enough for me. I'm unlovable. God's not there. Jesus is Lucifer again. I keep getting it wrong. And there's this eternal maze, rabbit hole, and I cannot find the light at the end of the tunnel, so I should just throw in the towel. No, that's actually the essence of a false twin flame that we want to release, is that giving upness, that I can't do itness. There is no godness. There is no light, that Luciferian satanic type of energy that can cut into our souls. We have to navigate through that, deal with it, and trust the light even in the depth of the darkness. So when we meet somebody that is a quote unquote false twin flame, someone that we go, you know what? I thought this was it, and I surrender it back to the universe. This is definitely not it. It is an initiation. And if we get it right, if we really get all the lessons and hidden blessings and move forward into a divine alignment, then it becomes less likely that we'll attract another false prophet or false twin flame or misaligned divine union. However, sometimes it can take a few tries to get there. Sometimes it can take 1,000 lifetimes. Sometimes it can take just one stepping stone to get to the twin flame union. There are no rules, there are no laws, but we get there when we get there. We arrive in the sacred union when we arrive in ourselves. And one of the biggest mistakes is that we give our power away to someone else, to something outside of ourselves. And why would we do that? Many generations of conditioning, of dogmatic religions, colonizing, and empires being built to deconstruct our divine wisdom and truth and to disempower us from our very inception, from our conception and birth. We have medications flooding in to our bloodstreams from the toxic chemicals in the air that mothers are breathing in. We have so many things that we've been born into that go against our Christed nature, our divine union with the universe. We have to face this kind of hell on earth in order to construct and weave through the heaven on earth. We have to go through so much healing just to be breathing fully and bringing in our divine light. It's not easy being a enlightened human, or a human that's holding even a fraction of the amount of light that we hold when we're home in the higher dimensions in heaven, in the space where we come from. So kudos to you for being a light bearer, a being who's not giving up. And yet it can be so tempting when we get hit by lightning of a dark flame, because the dark flame holds a satanic type of frequency that remembers us back to the Atlantean floods earthquakes, fissures, fractures in the fabric of this universe. It puts us back into our trauma state. And as we know in somatic trauma healing, when you have one trauma, so you get in a car crash or an accident or a heartbreak, or there's a shooting or a pandemic, when we have a trauma, it opens the floodgates to every single trauma we have ever lived. And I would state not only in this lifetime, but every lifetime. And for some of you here listening, the most horrific trauma that you've ever experienced isn't so much in this lifetime, but in the floods of Atlantis, because that is the epic version of trauma that this earth has experienced. And there's even a galactic equivalent to that, or a connection to the earth flood with what was happening on even a bigger level, a divine cosmos type of level. So you as little human, whatever your name might be, excuse me, I don't know your name personally, or maybe I do. And if you've been following my channel for a while, thank you for being a soul family member. If you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe and join the tribe. We're so grateful to have you here. My husband and I drop videos in our flow. We've had many renditions of this channel. Just a little side plug here. We have wanted to give up on this channel many times because there have been many sort of false flames, false energy waves of bringing us, 50,000 subscribers and then having a contraction and having censorship and feeling like we're getting attacked. And so all of us are getting called to this, keep on going. It's not time to give up. It's not time to give up. And these cataclysmic waves that have been running through us this lifetime, this fear, this contraction, it's coming through the Atlantean memories. And so we've all got to stand up and stand back in love and forgive ourselves for all timelines, all mistakes we made, all lessons that were made, all conceptions that were created that contributed to the fall of Atlantis. And some of us are holding either DNA or memories of or light codes connected to some really heavy karmas that happened in the Atlantean timeline. And on the positive timeline, we are alchemizing them now, and we're creating, instead of this hell on earth cataclysmic potential timeline, we're actually rebirthing the story into the revelation of the positive timeline. So we've got to choose very wisely whether you're choosing your twin flame path and you're rewriting the codes instead of I create eternal damnation and heartbreaks and I keep getting dark flames and false flames and disappointments and heartbreaks, rewriting that into I choose myself as I choose my sacred union, as my sacred beloved chooses me to be on our purpose. We're writing these words, we're rewriting the Bibles to our Akashic records. We're rewriting our love stories very clearly with pen in hand and blessings and connection to the divine as we channel from higher self, as we channel from our Christed self, as we channel from heaven, as we channel from home down into this 3D dense earth 3D matrix, life in the material plane with heartbreakers and ghosters and weird stuff happening on the planet all the time, wars and all this stuff. We actually rewrite the negative timeline into the positive. So I choose my twin flame. I choose someone who chooses me. I no longer play with players. I play with playful, magical, angelic, fairy, loving energy. Whatever it is for you, get your pen and paper, get your voice recorders, whatever it is that helps you to record your affirmations. And I'd encourage you to do that right now, or at least put it in your schedule to create something like that this week when you have time to rewrite what it is that you do want. Because if you've been manifesting more than one false flame, or you've had a big heartbreaking dark night of the soul, twin flame counterfeit that's ripped you into pieces, and you want to put yourself back together again, do the togetherness from a place of what you want. weave yourself back together, not as Humpty Dumpty with the cracked pieces, but completely resurrect yourself, bigger, better, and more brilliant than ever before. Thank you for joining me for this transmission. Namaste. And by the way, if you want to book a session with me, I have reframed sort of the way that I work for now. I'm not exactly sure. We've had a thriving, packed blissness for many years, but due to YouTube algorithms changing and the cosmos changing, my schedule is quite open right now. I am selective of how I spend my time. So I ask that if you want a session from me, you be a person of great integrity, somebody who is here to do big things on the planet. You feel a calling to be in union, or maybe you're already in union and you want to align with your purpose, and you'd like to have a channeling that comes from an Atlantean initiated priestess who has aligned with her twin flame beyond all the games and dark curses. And I've learned a thing or two, and I would love to support you and be your muse and channel for a session if that calls you and you feel stuck in a corner and you're like, how do I get out of here? How do I move past this? How do I move past this challenge? We are here as resources. So go ahead and check out my sessions below. Normally I work in packages of many, many moons. Right now I am open to do one-on-one sessions, hour-long sessions, and I have a super duper discount deal. So I'll put it in the link below as a opportunity to fill into. I hope to meet you soon and have a beautiful, blessed day. Namaste, namasko.